Our partnership with the JWF actually traces back to the very first year that I was in administration here. By partnering the JWF funds with our state funds and our book order money, I was able to make real change in the course of a year in a single subject. I started to think about science as the approach, STEM more broadly. The next thing that we're working on is AI and how to integrate AI into education and life. It's here and it's not going away. So instead of turning it into some kind of big bad secret, we wanted to teach the students discretion. Instead of using this kind of binary good-bad approach, let's try to have assignments where you can say you can use AI for this part of it, but not that part of it, or teach them what are some authentic and reasonable ways to use it. It's not only that AI is being confined to the science lab and the makerspace, but it's actually, we're creating a school approach that's going to pervade all the subjects, Judaic subjects, general studies subjects, and really help students have an attitude about it toward life. Our academic program is very authentic, and the goal is that our students come out ready to go on to whatever they choose to go to. One of my students who went on to nursing school told me that when they were assigned their first lab report and individual experiment, everyone in her group was freaking out. They didn't know what to do, and she knew what to do. And they said, "How do you know how to do this?" And she said, "Well, I learned it in high school."
I feel like the math and science education that I got at Yeshiva was really high level, enough that when I started in college, I was able to place directly into some of the more advanced courses. And I think that solid foundation I had from high school just really gave me a leg up starting out.
One of the tremendous challenges that all Orthodox schools face is a dual curriculum. And even though the girls come at 8 in the morning and they leave at 4:30, there's still not enough time to do everything. And it's a constant struggle between two very valid competing needs. Historically, many ultra-Orthodox schools were, let's say, wary of some of the messages in this secular studies program or general studies. I prefer general studies. In our school, we try not to create this divide. And we also don't want to say that science is a secular subject. From my perspective, it's a very religious subject in the sense that studying about the world, learning about the creation can be very awe-inspiring and hopefully instill a sense of wonder and appreciation for the complexity of everything that's here in the world. We want them to have all of the information and the skills and most of all the confidence in order to live healthy, fulfilled lives as proud Jewish women.
This is about women. Like, we both are huge advocates for females in sports, and I just think that, especially when you hear flag football, at least when I heard flag football even a year ago, I was like, wait, coach, like, is this a thing? She's like, where have you been? And just seeing them succeed and be able to perform.
And so when I came to CDS and saw that they didn't have a program, I was like, no way, I'm gonna be here and these girls don't have the same opportunity as the school that I came from. And as far as JWF goes, your help is going to make this program explode.
Coach came up to me like a year ago and was like, you know, there's this invitational, there's this thing I really want our girls to do. And I mean, we're the only Jewish school there, and the girls did an amazing job. And just seeing their parents, the pride that they had, them in their CDS swag, and just knowing like, yeah, we're a Jewish day school, you know, 6th grader, we can do flag football too.
The mindset of the girls is different. Before they were talking about the teams are not fair. They went from talking about the teams are not fair to like, let's go, calling the boys out saying, I want to compete against you. Because I know when I compete against you and I beat you, I'm going to be able to compete against you, not just on the playing field, but in the boardroom. I'm going to be able to compete against you in the job market. I'm going to be able to compete against you in any endeavor that I choose. And I think that is a key aspect of what sports does. If you're able to compete on the court or on the playing field, you take that and it translates to any other thing. That's why I am so, excited about what you guys do with helping people, is because I got that confidence from sports and I'm able to speak about it anywhere at any time. And I think the girls, that's been able to transfer to them as well. With the addition of more student athletes, girls are already practicing. Girls that didn't play this year now want to be a part of the team. And when they come to class, they're like, Coach, every day, can we play flag football? I'm like, no, we're playing something else. They want to play. So we can only thank you and your generosity. There's going to be so much of an increase in the ability that we're going to have to not only just like play the game, but look the part and be a part of some magical thing that I call flag football. And we're very grateful for the opportunity that you're giving us to grow this program.
And to see how these teams have not just brought like the 6th grade group together, but really made them think, oh, I'm a middle school CVS athlete. I think it's been transformational.
Hope for Tomorrow started in about 2010, very unintentional. I moved from Miami to the West End community, and there were caring people here. There have always been caring people here, but there was just a lack of programming. There was no consistent out-of-school time programming here. So when I moved to the West End, I started volunteering with cheerleading, then with dance, and with anything that was in the community. I wanted to know how I could help. But what I was realizing is that it wasn't consistent. It wasn't year-round. It was mostly focused on cheer and sports and things like that. So what about the kids who want to read a book? What about the ones who want to do fashion? What about, all the different things that could be provided here? And then also, even deeper, what about mental health? What about character development? It just was not here. To be invited to speak with the Young Women's Giving Circle was an honor. It was a shock because usually with foundations, you receive money. It's a little more transactional. Now, I know that things are changing in the funding world, but it's a little more transactional. To be able to go back in and be able to speak with a smaller group of women and have that conversation, it was exciting. It was an honor. It wasn't just a pitch. It was relationship building. It was understanding certain things, and it was an opportunity to share on a deeper level exactly what we do. My greatest pleasures with Hope for Tomorrow is seeing our young women start at a young age and grow up to be dynamic young women. We went to a pitch competition and we took one of our students, Bella. So Bella is a participant in H.O.P.E, and she's a dancer in Culture Dance Academy. She's in our company.
Hi, my name is Bolesiso Bolondo. I'm 11 years old in the 5th grade at Propel Monto Elementary School. I am in their after-school program, which is Hope for Tomorrow, their summer camp program, which is Hope for Tomorrow, and I'm also in their dance academy, which is Culture Dance Academy, and I've been in there for 4 years. They've helped me so much. They've supported me. I've made a lot of friends. They helped me come out of my shell. And also the people there is so nice and their staff is amazing. Thank you.
And then now see Bella, who is 9 years old. My daughter's looking at her with the pride I look at my daughter. It's like this is happening in real time. We didn't change just the past. It's also the present, but it's also the future. We started with 6 children on a couch, and now we serve hundreds of kids each year, year-round, Monday through Friday. And for the first 6 years, we only ran with volunteers. We had children upon children and only volunteers, no paid staff. And it was because we're in a community that cares.
So this year, the JWF helped us fund a new initiative that we had. So what we saw was that there were a lot of women that were being left behind, of their husbands being detained and or deported, and they just didn't have the means to stay where they're living, and they just needed a moment to figure out what their next steps were. So we call that program Madres Fuertes, which means strong mothers in English, and we give them a place to live for 3 months, 6 months, for however long they need to figure out what next steps are for them. Many women decide, you know what, I worked really hard to get here and I've been working really hard since I got here and I want to stay here. So we help them find a job, we help them find a place to live, childcare, whatever they need, but this gives them some time to figure out what those next steps look like, and they don't have to pay for a single thing. It's a beautiful home that can host up to 9 families, and we provide everything that they need. There are some women that say, well, I want to leave, I want to go, and so we help them get passports and travel documents and whatever we can to help them get back to their home country safely. We started the transitional house in October of last year, and at first it was kind of hard because people are like, I don't want to live somewhere else, and I don't know these people, and I don't know what's going on. It was a beautiful, beautiful home. And then once we get people there, they're kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, this is actually pretty great. I remember a woman specifically who had 2 small children, and her husband was detained. He was in detention for a long time. At that point, she was like, you know what? I have 2 children that were born here, and I want what's best for them. So we helped her. We helped her find a job. The kids, thank God, they were born here, so they do qualify for some assistance. And so we were able to get her child care. And she actually even went through the other program that you all funded the year before. In true Casa San Jose fashion, we're always coming up with great ideas and no funding. So one of the things that we were able to do is we were able to learn from a program in New Mexico. And what they did is that they certified women to be home health care providers. And the reason that they were doing this is because as women, sometimes we have to take kids to school and pick them up, and when they're sick, we have to pick them up early, and it's very difficult to work a 9-to-5 job. And so this allowed people to get certified, open their own LLC. That way they carry their own insurance and they can make their own schedules. And then they're also making a decent living wage, where in many cases when they work for agencies, the pay is very, very low. And so this was a great opportunity for us to help our community. This deep connection that we have been able to build with the Jewish community is really meaningful. And I haven't seen it like this anywhere else that I've ever been. And I'm just really grateful because, I mean, it's that whole Stronger Together thing. And it's like, it's not just a saying. It's like people are really doing it. And we're living proof that it works.
I feel so grateful to have the long time investment and friendship of the JWF. It's about the financial support, of course, but it's also about the emotional support, and to know that there are people who see what you're trying to do and are totally invested in you getting to the finish line. So I just have to say, like, we would not have the program that we have currently without JWF. There's no question in my mind. Just to be able to share what the lab looked like today, as opposed to, you know, what it looked like 13 years ago, says to me everything.
This year was a year of uncertainty for nonprofits. September, October, everybody was kind of shaking in their boots. And so we were looking for funders that believed in our mission and believed in our vision and would help us support the organization. And so when the conversation started with JWF, we were like, yes, they have a heart for girls. They have a heart for adolescent girls. They want to invest in them. And so you can have a great vision, but if you don't have the finances or you don't have the resources, it's just a vision, right? So we had to change it to having goals, having a budget, and finding the money. And JWF, with that funding coming in, at the time it came in, it helped us to keep that funding afloat and to further it. We're able to serve more girls. We're able to serve our girls with more quality. And that's something that wouldn't have happened if we didn't receive that funding.
This is something brand new. There was no like history of how well it worked in the past or how we thought it was going to work in the future. It was just an idea, and you all funded us. You just believed in our work and came in and said, all right, well, here's some money, go run off and do what you can. To think that we can give people a place to live temporarily without having to worry about having to go outside with the fear that people have of going out, with having to find a job immediately. And this really gives people a chance to take a step back, figure out what they need, and then allow us to walk with them forward. So we're really, really grateful that this happened, because I think it's going to change the way that we work with this population specifically.
At CDS, we put them to the test. Competitive sports, the girls impressed. JWF, football, volleyball, grants. Now we can beat the rest. JWF, a big thank you. You might be next, because dreams come true from JWF. JWF, JWF, JWF. Jewish Women's Foundation, you are the best.
That was it right there.